What it is, y'all, it's your old boy Pilk, and I'm coming back today with more My Hero Ultra Impact. And today we're going to be talking about unit upgrades, because I did one last poll on the Hotto banner, and unfortunately I didn't get what I was after, but I did get one very nice treat that's going to be an amazing asset on my team, and that is Endeavor. I've actually pulled Endeavor, and while he isn't type-specific, he does do some amazing things for the team that I've built. So we're going to level this guy up, and we're going to kind of talk about the levels and things you need to do. Now, there are multiple steps to this. There's a lot of things you got to consider when you're leveling up a character. So we'll basically do this as like a part one and cover some of the very basic, normal everyday stuff. In part two, and see how many parts this actually takes, we're going to cover more of the other things. And obviously, then we also need to talk about memories and things like that. But for now, we're going to specifically talk about character upgrades. And number one, you already know, leveling up a character is pretty straightforward. You click level up here, and you just feed him the bars. Now, I like to basically go through here and feed in basically what I can. Ooh, we do not have enough to get him up to level 80. So that is truly unfortunate. But remember, you do have the level up quests as well. So if I go here, go to level up quests, we can run the character level up quests 3 times. Let's see what this gives us. So I like running skip tickets on this. We get so many skip tickets, it's kind of silly not to. And since I've already beaten that event, if you haven't seen my video on that, it should be on the channel already. But we got some stuff here. Not end of the world stuff. I don't know if that's going to be enough to take him up to level 80. But should be pretty darn close. Now, why am I after level 80? Well, number one, let's go ahead and go to character level up here. Number one, UR units will go up to level 80. SRs will only go up to level 70, and from there, you actually have to limit break them. So, let's talk about URs, and then we'll go talk about SRs very specifically. So, going back to Endeavor here, let's see if we can max him out. This is going to take him up to 62. This isn't quite enough to get him up to level 80, and that is unfortunate. So I need more of these level up items, and basically to do that, I could just run quests. I should be able to just very simply run any number of quests and continue leveling up my characters. Now there are 3 different levels of these level up bars. There's the character level up bar small, medium, and large. Obviously pretty straightforward, but the small does a little bit of XP, the medium does a decent amount, and the large really does the most. It would not take a huge amount of large bars to get me up to level 80. Now, the one thing you do want to be careful about is when you get to, the large bar, it takes a slew, just an absolute ton of small bars to equate that. So oftentimes what I'll do is I'll do a large bar, get it up to whatever my maximum number is, and then basically back that off a few levels, do some mediums, get those up to max, back that off a few levels, and then do some small. That way, I'm not overlapping. In other words, the amount of XP or I guess points for my levels that I need is going to be probably equivalent to a fraction of whatever the large bar is. So why would I use one or two last large bars where I could use maybe a dozen of the small bars, and then that saves me a large bar that I can use later on. It's a very nonsense. I mean, very common sense thing, but a lot of people don't think about it one bit. It's just not in the realm of thinking for most people. In fact, in a lot of other games, I'm notorious for just hitting a button and going. It's easy, but being that we're new at this game, being that we're getting, URs and SRs and things like that, and we're trying to upgrade them at the moment with a limited amount of resources, you do need to be mindful of that. It is something to think about. Now, there is also the advanced level up. Now, advanced level up is interesting, and I'm actually going to go out here, and I'm going to grab Bakugo, because basically the way that I've run this is I try to get all of my URs up to level 80, or at least, if not right at there, like with Endeavor, pretty darn close. I'm actually going to go run a few more events and get Endeavor up to level 80 before morning, because we do have some more stuff incoming. Now, With the advanced level up, basically these HP flakes, the protein, and the speed jelly, you can get these from a few of the various items around. Basically, you can buy them from the gear shop, events when they're live, and things like that. And all they are is just like little extra boosts. You'll see down here, next to HP would probably be the most prominent one. I have 2,900 of a possible 5,000 points. I attained that by dropping about 29 HP flakes. I dropped about 12 protein, maybe it was like 20 protein bars. I don't know. We dropped a fair number of protein bars, and that got me from tops at 1,000. I'm up to 120 right now, so obviously that has quite a ways to go further in that. And then speed, same basic idea. The speed jelly upgrades that speed stat. Each one of these stats seems to max out at this. Whether that increases later on, I don't know. But at the moment, we are on the same level as JP. So, this hasn't gotten an increase that I'm aware of anytime recently. So maybe during the JP anniversary, we might see some kind of increases here. But for now, that is the max for HP Flakes, Power Protein, and Speed Jelly. It's literally just another way to bolster your numbers. So, my base number with HP would be, let's see, 2,900 under 1,600. So basically I'd be like just right above 14,000. But now I'm like 16,250. So this can add up pretty quick. Like I would be right below 20,000 with the full 5 grand into them. And to get HP Flakes, like I said, once again, if I go back out here, go to the main page, and if we go to our town and go to our gear shop, and actually I believe every single day there's some of these you can buy. So in the gear shop, and this is the same for event shop and all that stuff, you'll see right up here at the top, limited. These are time limited to what you can buy every single day. So I could buy HP Flakes right now. You know, there's a max of 3 a day I can buy, 3 of these. So it probably was 12, 3 of these. So let's go find out exactly the exact numbers that we're attaining right now. So going back to characters, going back to level up, to character level up, and we're going to go to Bakugo. Okay? So HP Flakes, we'll max them out. We got 3. That's going to take us up to 3,200. So it is about 100 HP per HP Flake. Power Protein, 3 more. So it is about 10 points in power per protein power, and I'm guessing this is pretty much a 1-to-1 ratio here for speed. So, pretty straightforward. And then, like I said, that bolsters my numbers. So, there's a lot you could do with the character level ups here. So, there are 2 level ups, just to recap here. Your base levels, this is just, the maximum amount that your character can obtain at level 80. And then actually, in Bakugo's case, we're level 90. We'll get to why that's a thing here shortly. But this is the base. This gets them to level 80. Advanced level up literally just bolsters those numbers. That's all they do. It makes those really nice numbers look even better. Now, how did Bakugo get to level 90? Well, very simply put, this isn't the only thing you can do. If I go back to my level up menu, we want to look at the character ability board. All right? And let's grab Bakugo, because he's the one that I've got basically the furthest in this bad boy. And the reason that I've done this, and this is just the tactic I've gone with, rather than making 1 or 2 units like really good across the board, right now in the early game, I've found it personally beneficial to have one really stellar team, because when it comes to USSJ and things like that, at the moment, there's really only a benefit to basically upgrading a unit to a certain point. Basically what I'm trying to say here is having one really good DPS. That's the best way I can describe it. Having one really good DPS and a few other support units, hence why I was really happy to have Endeavor, is mostly beneficial, because a lot of your teams are going to favor one event or another. So when we get another event in the game, that usually favors one specific unit. In this case, it favored Hado. But since I didn't have her, having a good DPS made up the difference. I hope that makes sense. But when it comes to, like, you know, USSJ and things like that, if I go here, not to base, if I go here to quests and I go to USSJ, you can choose basically what element you want to fight. So obviously Fire Zone would be the one that I've been doing the most work in. In fact, I don't think I've touched much of anything else aside from Fire Zone. So mostly I've been building kind of a mono team. Now, to be fair, when it comes to running, you know, Ultra Arena, I do run a mixed team. I obviously have a physical unit in Lemillion that I put on that team, and now I have Endeavor, who I'm also going to be looking forward to putting on that team. And in VE Tower, much the same. I'm looking for the team boosts that favor Bakugo. So at the moment, it seems like having one really good DPS is quite doable, and then building a team that supports that. So when I actually go back to my characters here, you'll notice I've got Bakugo, I've got Momo, I've got Lemillion. Now, Lemillion doesn't really bolster this team too well. He does have one really good effect to the team in his dodge, but then we get over here to Shigaraki, who just doesn't fit on the team at all. So in his case, I'm using him based on a makeshift villains team. That's him and a few SRs. But largely, I'm using the other three on their own team, and I'm going to be adding Endeavor on there, probably taking away one of my SRs. I've got SR Bakugo and one of the SR Urakas on there. So I'll probably be taking Uraka off and throwing Endeavor on there. But that's literally just still maintaining Bakugo as my main DPS. I know Endeavor probably be a really good DPS, but I'm already knee-deeping that unit, and I want to get him maxed out before I get too much further into somebody else. That's just the tactic that I've chosen. If you choose otherwise, that's entirely on you. That is your call. But this is where I'm at. So, since I did digress a bit, let's go back here to the character board. Grab Bakugo. So, there are several character boards. I can go back here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this level, and then up to 9 here. Now, this will obviously level us up quite a bit. You'll notice there it adds, 140 power, 10 speed, 700 HP. Each and every level you add in here does a specific thing. So, in this case, HP plus 400. I am actually lacking the green items for this, so if I click on that, it'll tell me to go run 6-1. I already have 6-1 pretty much unlocked. Once you have these 3-starred, you can just drop skip tickets. So I'm going to drop 18 skip tickets. That should probably give me my items. Easy way to find out, I can actually go directly back here, and I did not. I did get about 16 of them, though. So I'm going to run another set of those. And once again, to show you how I did this, if I just click on the item that I'm missing, the one over there in red, click on it. And then I always run whatever the latest one is. If I don't have it 3-starred, then I'll run it until I have it 3-starred. And then I can just, drop skip tickets. Let's drop 21 skip tickets just to make sure we get it. I think it won a run drop, but whatever. It doesn't hurt to have a few extras. Okay? So, going back here, I now have enough. So I'm going to click unlock. And I now have 400 more HP than I had before. So not only does leveling it up work, not only do you have the advanced level up, but you also have the ability board, which is just going to bolster your team exponentially. Okay? Once again, I can go up here and do power, and I'm lacking that middle one. I have 12 of the 35 I need. So, 7-9 is the latest. Let's just run 20 of these real fast. See if maybe I'm actually able to acquire those. One of the things I truly love about skip tickets is how easy they make this. So you have 21 of the 35. Let's run another round of 20. Hopefully I have enough stamina to do this. I do. There we go. Pretty straightforward stuff. So, really? Really, guys? Really? I'm trying to make a video here. If you could just cooperate and drop what you need to drop, That would be great. So I'm actually really dangerously close to running out of stamina on this one. So that is one thing you do want to watch out for. Though I did rank up. That's good news. I did rank up. So that is going to redraw a bit of stamina there. Bro, are you serious? Okay. So I just now noticed I have 0 of those. So I need to basically run a few more of these. But you get the basic concept. That would then unlock 90 power. I'd go over here and do the speed run. Unfortunately, see, speedrun, well, speedrun, I still need a bunch of those too. So basically, you have to unlock one at a time. You can't just go unlock a whole bunch all at once. You've got to unlock, there a few here and there. Once I get to the end of 6, you click Awaken, and that is going to awaken Bakugo basically to an amazing level. Now, the downside is, to do that awakening, I'm going to need some frags, which takes me to the frag board. So not only do you have this, and then obviously to awaken him to the next level, I would need some frags. There's a second ability board. And this is why I say this is so imperative that you pay close attention to all of the above. Because down there it'll say change route. If I click on that, there's the basic route and the peace route. Peace route is how I got Bakugo up to level 90. Peace route is pretty nuts into how it works. So, to unlock each set, you're going to basically have to spend frags. I believe the first one is 10 frags, this is 20, I believe that's 30, and then this goes up to like 60, and it just jumps exponentially. In fact, the next one up here is, I have to look this up close and personal. No, that's 60. That's 60 frags. So maybe it's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. No, that still doesn't make sense. Anyway, there's a certain number of frags in each one, and it'll tell you what it requires. But I'm fairly certain that first one is 10. In fact, you know what? We can go look at Momo. She'll tell us right away. So, because I do not have her ability board, none at all. There we go. So, that's 10 frags, 20 frags, 20 frags again, 40, so I was off by 10 there, 40 again, that should be 60, 60, 60 again, 80, and then I believe that's 120, yeah. So, basically, and I math hard, but 10, 20 equals 30, 50, 90, 130, 190, was this 250, 250, and then that's 330, and then 330 plus 150, so, I'm sorry, 330 plus 150, 330 plus 120 is 450, so you need a total of 450 frags to fully awaken this unit. Now, when you do, you'll notice a few things here. All stats level up, unlock level limit. So this will take your units from level 80 to level 85. Level up skill, all stats level up limit, unlock level up limit. That will take you up to level 90. That's where Bakugo, if we go back out here, currently is. Notice up there. So that's how I got Bakugo to level 90. Once you unlock the level limit all the way and you awaken, he will have the full capability of going up to level 100. I have a bit of ways to go before I get him there, but we're fast on our way. And this is another reason why I say it really pays to pick one stellar DPS and hammer down and focus on that one unit. Because having one level 100, when you go into like, USSJ and things like that, can make all the difference. Have some good supports, give them some good memories so that they are able to, HP regen or provide defenses or things like that. But most important of all, absolutely paramount, you gotta have some units that are going to be really stellar DPSs. And in the case of Bakugo, he's actually I won't say he's a tank, but in comparison to my other units, he tanks some hits like mad. So, that is pretty much that. So, like I said, there's a ton to cover. But that's URs. Now, SRs are very similar, but just to go over this one more time, okay? There's 4 main things to bear in mind here. And then There's still equips and things like that that we have to talk about. We'll save that for a separate video. But just leveling up your character. Character level up. Grab your character. Okay? Basic level up. Give them these character bars. You run the level up quests. You'll get tons of those. And go to town. Advanced level up is where you do the gear shops. Is where you buy, some of those other items. And it's just a big bonus on top of whatever you already have. So, whatever the base stat is, this will bolster even that. That is pretty much leveling up. Then, you need to think about the ability board. So, let's go to level up. Let's go to the ability board. Okay. And I don't know if I can look at Endeavor's ability board, but we'll try here. Okay. Yeah, there we go. So, basically, I can just... I've got 12 of those bad boys. I could unlock that. I don't know why I'm doing it here. It doesn't matter at this point. But they gave me 100 HP, and each one of these is going to be another level and another way to level up. All the way until you inevitably awaken your units, and then just keep leveling all the way up to board number 9. Level up plus Ultra even more. So that is going to be a massive, massive level up for your plus Ultra. So probably, honestly, Endeavor's going to be the next unit that I'm going to go after in here, because I think Endeavor and Bakugo are going to make a phenomenal team on a mixed team. Mono team's still going to be what they are, but mixed team is going to be sweet. Now, don't forget, though, that's the basic route. We also have the peace route. I know it's a lot to take in. There's a lot to consider, and there's even more on top of this. So basically, we're going to come back and do a part 2, talking about equips, talking about, advanced level ups and things like that. But for now, just know how all this works. And for me, I prefer to focus on one unit, get everyone up to level 80, but then really go hard on one unit. So after I'm done with Bakugo, we're going to come in here and start doing Endeavor. Maybe even after I awaken Bakugo, I might start doing Endeavor, because it seems like Bakugo's boards might become a bit, I don't want to say overwhelming, but yeah. Yeah. Go back to the basic route here. So awaken. He's going to require some frags. Level up skills. So actually it shouldn't be too bad. Let's see. Any more of these require... So that's probably the only one that requires frags. I didn't discuss how to get frags. So real quickly, frags are pretty easy. Now, to get frags, you're going to go into town. You're going to go to gear shop. And you're going to go to stars. Okay? And you get stars as you do various things around them, mostly during summons. Summoning a duplicate R is a certain number of stars. Summoning a duplicate SR is a certain number of stars. Summoning a duplicate number of duplicate UR is a really phenomenal number of stars. But basically, if you come down here to the bottom, here's your URs, and you can exchange stars for a certain number of URs. Right now, I own 14 frags at Bakugo, and he's still 5 stars. At some point, I believe this actually levels up to 10 stars. I don't know when that is, because I bought a ton of Bakugo bonds, but and it is what it is. At some point, apparently, it's going to level up. I don't know what point that is, but I might be on the cusp of it. So I have 100 stars. I've got 14 Bakugos. So basically, you just tell it how many stars you want, and I really could max out at 2 right now. It seems that seems low. Oh, okay. So it looks like 2 more, and my price is going to bump up to 10. So, yeah. So I'm going to hold off on that for now. But each says, so it's 5 stars for 5 frags. And after that, next packet, the next 2 that I buy, looks like that's going to level up. Let's just see if it does here. So we'll buy 2. Bam. So see, now it levels up to 10 stars per 5 frags. That's basically 2 stars for 1 frag for Bakugo. So it'll just keep leveling up like that as you spend. But it did admittedly take me a long time to get there. Someone asked me the other day if this resets. I do not believe this does. If it does, it hasn't yet on JP, so I wouldn't bank on it. But great place to come in here and get frags. Obviously, you can, summon and do things like that, but this is going to be a primary source for frags. We didn't talk about SRs. I think that's going to be its own video. We'll talk about SRs. We'll talk about advanced level ups. We'll talk about all of that in a later episode because this is getting extremely long. But for now, that is going to be the video. Stay tuned. Part 2 should be coming here in just a couple of days. But for now, like, comment, and share. I'll be back with more for you guys really soon.